What's up everybody, Mr. A here. I am so excited to roll out our laser cutting unit. So let's go ahead and dive in. First things first, what is a laser cutter? So obviously a laser cutter is this device that's standing right in back behind me. This large blue device is a Universal Laser Systems 75-watt laser. Now this laser cutter is probably one of the more top-of-the-line lasers that are available to everyone on campus. You guys, when we get back on campus, will be able to use this laser cutter for multiple purposes. Today we're going to learn just a little bit about the basic tools, a basic overview of what this machine does when we use it here in the lab. Okay? Two other things we're going to have today. We have a modified camera so we can show you an actual laser cut in progress. So we're going to see that happen in the next couple of minutes. And I also have my PC computer over here, which controls the laser cutter. Now, the first thing I just want to briefly mention about the laser cutter is that this is a 75-watt laser cutter. What does that mean? It is a powerful laser that basically can cut through your arm. It has so much voltage going through it that it's being created using carbon dioxide, CO2. So the way this machine sort of works is that it's kind of hard to see on camera, but in the back over here, right behind this mechanism, there's basically a tube, and inside that tube there is a CO2 or carbon dioxide gas built inside that tube. Inside that tube basically also has a unit or a piece that can create electricity. So essentially what this machine does is that it uses electricity to charge or excite carbon dioxide particles, which then shoots a high-powered light beam or laser outside of the tube. When it shoots outside the tube, it basically bounces off 1, 2, and 3 mirrors going down into this piece of wood. Okay? So basically, just in a nutshell, it uses carbon dioxide, a gas, electricity to excite the gas. How that electricity is so excited, it shoots out of the tube and it bounces off 3 really strong mirrors down into the wood that we have selected. Pretty straightforward, right? So that's how it works. Now, the other thing that we need to kind of mention is that the material in itself. A laser can cut into a lot of different materials. So this is a 30-inch by 17-inch piece of wood that we typically use for most of our projects. This is as big as we can cut onto the laser. So we can go as big as this size when it comes to a laser cut. It's not only wood. This device can also cut through leather. It can cut through various types of plastics. We can even etch onto metal. For those that don't know, I still have an old iPhone. So if you see my name underneath the Apple logo, that's actually laser engraved from the laser. So I was able to do that a few years ago on another type of laser, a little bit low power, but it did the trick. So we can do a lot of really cool things using a laser cutter using various types of materials. What I'm going to do today is basically do a test run so you can see it in action. Okay? So let's go ahead and give that a go so that you can see exactly how this machine operates overall. Okay? Now, first things first, the most important thing we got to always make sure is that we have protective gloves. Now, I have glasses, but most of the time we have to be wearing goggles in order to operate this device. Okay? The other thing that needs to happen here is that we need to always turn on our ventilation. There's a switch right behind me here. It's hard to see, but right behind this is a vent going outside of the building which shoots out the exhaust or the fumes for the laser. Okay, so we're going to set this up. Now, before I begin, I'm basically going to show you this quick graphic. Okay, I'm basically going to prepare the laser to go through its position. So I'm going to set it up. I've already pre-programmed it here. Okay, and while it's preparing to go through this entire process you see on screen where the beam bounces off the laser and shoots down onto the material, I'm going to take that last few seconds to show you on camera what it looks like. So I've just set up my camera here. I made a quick adjustment on my cutting, and I just placed the positioning here. Everything should be set on the laser. I have my settings adjusted to about 0.24 inches, raster cut on maple wood, and we should see it in action now, okay? Here we go. Awesome. So what you're seeing happening now is that the laser is cutting out the actual outline. That's the vector outline or artwork that's cutting through it. It's more exciting to see it going through the cut process. Engraving is cool. It's always interesting to see engraving happening. But this particular piece is literally cutting through it in that form. So all of that you see there in black, that's the vector outline. That's the red outline that was assigned to the artwork at 0.25 points, red color marking of 255 to create that artwork. It's moving, this is real time too, so it's moving that fast within already about a minute to almost 2 minutes. It's almost about halfway through the piece. And you can see the artwork starting to appear, this sort of abstract drawing of the Virgin Mary, baby Jesus, and what looks like to be one of the three kings there. So it's a very abstract ornament, but that is literally how fast it's creating that file. It's cutting through it. That's 75 watts going through a 1/4 inch piece of wood, but it's doing it in such a way, and if you could smell it, it does smell kind of like a fire around the holidays near a fireplace. So it has like this kind of interesting sort of maple-y scent. So it's not too bad. Some woods give different smells. If you like the smell of burnt wood, you'll love this project. So it's almost done. It's cutting through it. You can almost see a little bit of the indentation going down as well. But I'm pretty excited for it, and it's coming along very nicely. So it's very accurate. Again, it's matching to the vector art specifically, and always we want to make sure that when we're doing something like this that we're not looking directly at the beam. At least in person, you never want to look directly at the beam because it's that bright, but on camera it's safe to do so. And just like that, okay, if I were to take this piece and just see if I can move my camera up, get in there with the camera, and just like that, in theory, I should be able to pull this object out. Let's see if I can pull it out with my fingernail. Look at that. Extra piece left over. Leftover star. And just like that, we have our ornament. I don't know about you guys, but honestly, this is really fun when done right. So I look forward to seeing your designs. Take a look at the project that we have coming up. We're going to be working specifically on our document here, which is going to help us go through the laser cutting process, okay? So I'm going to give you this document right now on laser cutting and engraving, engaging, exploring some of the multimedia, and then we're going to create a poster that kind of gives us an overview of the laser cutting process, a safety guide as it were, and we're going to create it using all the resources and materials that were given to us. Have fun with this project. Thanks for your time. I'll have more information to come. Give me a brief summary and any questions that you might have about the laser down below after the video. Thanks. God bless.